Hi everyone, Amazing here. Today I'm going to show you how to create this particular beautiful dashboard from the scratch. This is a median income by countries in 2022 with the populations and the main income as well. So I'm going to show you how to get this created. But before we do anything, let me just take you to the website where we got the data from. Okay, now here is the website we got the data from. It is called World Population Review. So we got the data set from this particular website. If you scroll down right now, what you can see is going to be the CSV and the GSM. So clicking on this one right now, you're going to have it downloaded, and already I have it downloaded right here, which we are going to actually connect to and actually run analysis. Okay, now when I actually scroll through to see my country, it was a little bit hard to get to where my country is. So for that, it gave me that inspiration to create a very dynamic dashboard that would make it very easy to search through any country you want to search through at all. Okay, let me give you a full view, like full screen. Okay, as you can see, we're on Power BI service. I'm going to take you to Power BI desktop where we can actually get this created. So now this is what it is. We have 162 countries right here. I'm going to be giving you access to download the full file like this. Okay, now going through this particular part right now, I'm going to search through this particular search part here. Like I'm going to search through Italy, and it's going to give me how many countries got selected. So just one country searched. So we have the GDP, we have the mean income and the median income, and as well the population of that country. So if I search through my country right now, I'm going to search through. So this is Nigeria, my country. So now it's going to give me everything that has to do with my country. So this is what this particular search does right here and all of that. So we have more pages. If I click on this right now, I'm going to actually go for population. So it's going to take me to the population page where we have information about the population of every countries we have present in the particular data set. So we have top list populated countries in 2022 right here, and we have the top 3 in our populated country. If I hover over this right now, it's going to tell us that those countries have the highest population in 2022, and you can see the lead country is India. United States. I'm going to actually minimize this from now. Now we can see Pakistan. So if your country is part of these particular countries I listed right here, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up and leave a comment. Let me know what you feel about this dashboard. Okay, if you hover over this particular more information right here, what you can see is this particular quick insight you can actually get from your data. So I'm going to show you how to do everything from the scratch and create a very nice looking dashboard just like this. Remember, we have this particular more pages right here, so we can actually click and see GDP alone. What we can see right now is just the GDP that we're going to see once it finishes loading. That is exactly what it is. So can you see it? Can you see this right now? And it has given us the top 10 GDP per capita countries in the year 2022. So are you ready to create this from the scratch? Because I'm ready to show you how to do this. Okay, let us go to Power BI desktop to see how we can actually get things done the way it should be. Okay, here is the Power BI. PBIX we have opened. So I'm going to actually go ahead and click on this particular get data. So we have to give it some time to navigate us to where we have our folder right in. Okay, remember what we want to connect to is actually CSV. So we have to make sure we click the right extension. So I'm going to double click on this and it's going to take us to our system. Okay, here we go. We have this. I'm going to actually connect to this particular one right here. I'm going to have to open it. So give it some time, it's going to actually get itself open, then we can actually do the cleaning in Power Query, because a little cleaning should be done. You just need to do that because it's very important if you want to have your data some kind of, on the right format. Okay, right now we have this. I'm going to click on this particular transform data. So now we are actually pushing into Power Query for the first time before we bring it back to Power BI. Okay, I'm going to say welcome to Power Query environment. So we just have 5 columns of data right here. So we have the countries, we have the median income, the mean income, the GDP per capita, and the population 2022. So right now, if you look at what we have right here right now, it's not giving us the right format. I'm going to actually zoom to let you see what it is that I'm talking about. This is very important. In case you want to create your own, you have to know what is going on right here, else things will not work so well the way you really wanted it. Okay, now we don't really have decimal. But right now it's giving us the wrong data type. And how can we fix this? It's very easy. Click right here and actually go ahead and actually turn it to whole number. Okay, I'm going to add a new step, but something is wrong. How do you know? Okay, if you look at this particular country right now, it's giving us 642, and if we go to the main data source where we have the data from, you can see, let me just scroll a little bit up. So this is what it is giving us. So it's giving us 642,371, but right here where we actually turn it into into whole number, is giving us a wrong figure. So what can we do? I'm gonna actually take this off. Okay, let us try this and see if this is gonna work, which I believe is not gonna work. I'm gonna actually right click and come right here and say replace value. Okay, now what are we gonna replace? We want to replace this dot because that is where the problem is coming from. We want to have that replaced with just dot, but right now when we try to do that, this is what's gonna give to us. We can't really do nothing. So I'm gonna cancel out, right? So now what we can do right now is to go to the source file to have this changed in Excel. Beautiful, huh? That is the only cleaning you can do, for real. So go back to this particular part here. I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna double click on this, I'm gonna have it open. So it's gonna take a little while to open, so let us give it some time. Okay, here we have the file open for us. I'm gonna actually expand it, and after I expand it, I want to make sure I can see it very well. Okay, right now we have this dot and I want to take it off. So what you can do is to highlight the column alone, and once you've done that, what we tried to do in Power Query that was not really working for us is what I'm going to do right here. Control H is going to bring this particular one off for us, which is where we have this particular find or replace. So we're going to replace the dot with nothing. That is all we just have to do to have this claimed. So I'm going to replace all, and guess what happened? So it had been replaced for us. Beautiful. So what you can do right now is to save your file, and if you choose to close it right now, that is cool because we're not going to have to do anything right here anymore. I want to go right to this particular Power Query environment here, and I'm going to just click on refresh, and that is it. So it has been replaced for us. So right now we can actually go ahead and change the data type to whole number instead of decimal number. So I'm going to change this to a whole number. I'm going to have a new step. Now that is all we need to do. So now we have the data type right. That is all you have to do. So after what I've done with it, the next thing I'm going to do right now is to just change this one to like data. I'm just going to make it data, something like this. It's going to be cool for me. And if you want to actually make sure you put this on a new table, that is going to be okay. You have some kind of like some IDs right here to represent every single country, but that is not really important. I've taught you how to do that in the previous videos I had actually made. So if you want to go through that way, you can too. So I'm going to actually come to home and actually close and load. So it's going to help me to load it to Power BI, which we have to give it a little while to actually get itself right there. So it's taking a little while, so just give it some time. Okay, now we have the data right here. How is it all about this? Okay, now we're done from here, right? If you look at the dashboard, it was a very beautiful dashboard, huh? So we have the background created in PowerPoint. So we're gonna go to PowerPoint right now to see how we can create something amazing just like that. So let us hit down the PowerPoint. Okay, here comes PowerPoint. I'm gonna actually highlight all this and get them off. Okay, once I've done that, the next thing I'm gonna do right now is for me to actually go ahead and pick up a shape. I'm gonna pick up this particular shape right here. I'm gonna drag it down a little. So I'm gonna go to the top level again. I'm gonna come right here. And what I'm gonna do right now is to make it 7.5 by 0.72. It's gonna be 0.72. So this is what I wanna have. So this is beautiful. So I'm gonna actually make sure I bring it right here. And once I've done that, the next thing I'm gonna do right now is just to make sure I use the shortcut Alt+J+D+O. That is all you need to do to get this up. I just love to use the shortcut sometimes. Okay, now I'm gonna actually move this right here. And the next thing right now, I'm gonna actually take off the line. I wanna come right here. I'm gonna actually come and select something like this black color for it. That is beautiful, huh? So once I've done that, I'm gonna actually make sure I get this one duplicated. Okay, kindly follow every single numbers, like the height and the weight I use, so that you can actually get the same thing if you wanna follow along to get this created. Okay, right on this one, I'm gonna come right here. I'm just gonna change the width for this. It's gonna be 3.13. 3.13. That is all I need to do to have this changed. So once I'm done with that, I'm gonna actually have to move it like this. I will let it go like that. I'm gonna have to make sure I have this on white, and this is what it is. So you might be like, what is the need of doing this? Is the background not white already? Don't worry, you will understand in a jiffy. So the next thing right now is to change the background, the whole background, and see how it's going to actually add some effects. I'm going to come right here. So if it is closed, just right click. You can see this right, bring it up and come right here and come to this particular part to change the color you want to use. Go to custom, and from custom we have to actually make sure we go with this. So first of all, I'm going to have to change this number. So 255 and 251, I presume 251. So I will make this one 251 and 255. I'm going to actually have to click on OK, and let's see what we have right now. So now if you look at the background right now, it's a little bit changed. So what we did was just to change the numbers we have right here to actually mix our color the way we really wanted it to be. So we have 246, 251 and 255. That is all you need to do. And once we're done with that, we can actually go ahead and close this, and this is all we have to do. If you look at this right now, this is the white one. I'm gonna actually make sure I take it back, and that is all we have to do for the first time right now. Okay, next is to go back to the top level again. I'm gonna pick this one right here. I'm gonna actually have to drop it right. I'm gonna go to the top level. So just watch what I'm gonna do right now. So I'm gonna have to give it a full screen. So I'm gonna actually make it by what? By 0.8. Let's see, this is what it is. So take it back, and I'm gonna go Alt J D plus O. It's gonna give me this. And quickly I wanna actually make sure I change this to white, and I'm gonna have to take this off, and I'm gonna move it right here. It's gonna give me this. I'm gonna have to duplicate this until I have what I want. So I want to have 5 of them, so I have to move this a little bit up. I'm gonna make sure it goes a little bit this way. I'm gonna move this closer to it. I'm gonna have to move this. I'm gonna have to move this. I'm gonna double the next one. I'm gonna bring it all the way down here. So if you want to have equal justification of this right now, you just have to hold your Control key and actually make sure you select all of them. So once you've done that, I'm gonna come to the top level right here. Go to align and just align to the right hand side. I'm gonna move it straight to the right hand side, and I want to go ahead and say horizontally. That is what it is, and you just want to do this vertically and all of that. So now can you see this right now? This is what we have in the dashboard you've just seen previously before now. Okay, let us have some text. I'm gonna come right here and take this particular text box. I'm gonna have to drag it this way. I want to type in like median income by, so I'm just gonna have to let this one be here for the first time. I'm gonna have to double this. I'm gonna have to bring this a little bit down, so I can actually make sure it goes okay. Let it be like this. I'm gonna have to paste another one right here. Just type it out and you see how it is. So it's gonna be country. So right here I'm gonna make sure I type in my dashboard right here. So we have to make sure we get it right. Okay, in case you have some kind of like doubting how I got this right, so what you can do once you have it typed in, just come to the top level right here. You can now see this, so you can actually play around with this. You can see normal, tight, normal, loose, and all that. So you choose very loose, and you're gonna have this. So right now you can see the dashboard as well. So now let us see how we can actually get things done right here. Okay, right on this median income, what I'm gonna do right now is just to make sure I go to the top level. I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna choose area black. So here we go. We have it. I want to make it on 20. Yeah, go this right. So that is beautiful. So once I've done that, I'm gonna actually have to move it to the top level. Just go ahead and move it. I'm gonna move it right here. This is the design. So I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna let it be there. And I'm gonna actually make sure this one is a little bit closer to it. So it's gonna be like this. And now we have to work around and see how we can actually make the dashboard to pop out like the other one. Okay, for the dashboard, we want to use the same area blacks. I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna use it. So here we go. And I want to have this one on 40. I'm gonna put it on 40. I'm gonna come right here. I want to make sure I choose this. Okay, sorry for that. I want to come right here. I'm gonna choose the normal. That is exactly what it is. So for the color aspect, right, I'm gonna change this particular. I'm gonna use this color. I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna have the color change as well. I'm gonna change the color to something like this. I'm gonna change the color to something like this. That is cool. So now this is what it is. I'm gonna have to make sure I align it properly to this one here. Something like this would be cool for me. And once I've done that, what I'm gonna do right now is just to come right here. I'm gonna pick up this particular, I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna drag it from this particular end here. Hold my shift key to drag it down. until I get to this particular part. And once I've done that, what I'm going to do right now is to make the width, to make it a little bit thicker by changing the width aspect of it. So I'm going to come right here. I'm going to change this to something like this. To deck, I'm going to make sure I use something as this. So this is what it is, right? Okay, we're not done yet, so we're still right on it. Okay, what I'm going to do next is for me to actually make sure I come here and I'm going to pick this circle. I'm going to make the circle in the middle, just like this. So I want to change the, the circle, how it's going to look like right now. Okay, for the circle, what we're going to do right now is just to come right here. I'm going to change this to 0.28 by 0.28. That is off by 0.28. Something like this would be cool. Nicely, we'll love it. Okay, once I'm done with this, what I'm going to do right now is just to change how it looks, the color and where it's going to stay, and what that is going to actually tell this kind of how it's going to look, how it is going to look like on dashboard. Let's do that. Okay, quickly for the inner color, I'm going to make sure I choose this particular black for it, and I'm going to go for the outline. I want to choose white for the outline. I'm going to choose this white for the outline, and that is beautiful. I'm going to actually have to make sure it sits right here. And once I've done that, I'm going to actually make sure I increase the outer one, which is the line aspect of it, right? So I'm going to increase it to something like this. Once I've done this right now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to come right here. I want to choose this. I'm going to bring this here. I want to go ahead and use something like this. Something like this would be cool. So this is exactly what we have done, and it has actually given our dashboard something very, very, interesting if you look at it. Okay, now we're done with this, right? So this is just what it is. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do right now is going to be how we can actually create that particular part where we have, let me just show you what I'm talking about. Just have to give you the picture of what it is that we're doing. Now this is what it is, right? This is what we've done right now. So I'm going to actually have to create this particular part right here to make sure we get what it is that we are looking for. Okay, we have to go back here. I'm going to choose this, and here we go. So what we can do right now is just come right. I'm going to actually pick this. So I'm going to drag it down. So now we have to actually get the height and the width right and see what it is that we're looking for. And it's going to be exactly what we are actually, looking to create. Okay, coming to the top level right here, this is what it is. Okay, I want to make this one to be 6.48, 6.48. I'm going to make that one by what? It's going to be by 5.36. So this is what it is that we have. I just want to go like this. I'm going to actually have to make sure I move it this way. I'm going to let it be just something like this would be cool for me. Okay, I'm going to be gold with this. So once I have something like this, what I'm going to do right now is just going to be Alt J D O, like Alt plus J plus D plus O will give us the shortcut, and it's going to actually help us to open this up. Okay, right now what I'm going to do, I'm going to say no fill, and what I just have is the line. That is exactly what it is, right? Okay, the line is just going to be 3.25 thick. That is what it is, 3.25. That is on 3.25 thick. Yep, 3.25. And I'm going to come right here. When I select something like this, that is going to be cool. This is exactly how I really wanted it to be. Okay, can we see this right now? It's taking shape just like what we are looking for, right? Okay, next is for me to go back to the top level right here. I'm going to actually bring this circle. Hold your shift to have a perfect circle drawn like this. Something like this would be cool for me. Okay, once I've gotten this right, so what I'm going to do is just to change the color and see how I can actually fit it right here. So I want to actually make sure I change everything. I'm going to come right here. I'm going to say format shape, and it's going to come up without the shortcut. I'm going to come right, and I'm going to pick this right. Alright, so I'm going to come to the line aspect right. I'm going to go for this particular part. I'm going to choose something like this, because we want to actually make sure we increase this. It's going to look just like this, and we have to make sure this is in the middle of it. So we just have to look at the middle just like this. I'm going to double it. I'm going to have to bring this right here. It's going to be somewhere around here. Okay, I'm going to have to double this. I'm going to have to bring it. It's going to be somewhere around here a little bit. So we're going to have to leave this right here. Okay, now we have to be changing the formatting the colors always. So I might choose to like, okay, I want to change the color of this one to something like this. That is exactly what I really want it to be. Like, okay, now once we're done with this, so we just have to do some other thing, like we just move it a little bit. Okay, Okay, just like what you have just seen, this is how we just got it created. As you can see, we have this right here. If I keep going through now, you can see it's changing. And I've actually, if you look at this particular part where my cursor is right now, once I actually change this particular part, you see it gets to some kind of change alongside with it. So now we've actually duplicated it into 4, and this is what we have, and this is what we're going to export to be used and all of that. So now this is what actually gave us the particular, where we have our, other pages. When we click on this particular part right here, it's going to actually give us more pages, right? So what we can do right now is just to make sure we export this to the right format that we're going to use to create our dashboard. So how do we do that? I'm going to come right here. I'm going to go to File, and what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to go to Exports. And from export, I'm going to go to change file, and I'm going to save this. If you don't see this, go to save as. You will see JPEG or PNG. I love using JPEG. I'm going to double click on that. And what's going to happen right now is to locate where I'm going to have this some kind of write in. And this is exactly those ones I had previously before now. So this is how I really have them. So if you want to export the one for populated countries, so make sure you type that right in here. That's exactly what I've done right here. Don't change the file format again, because already you've chosen the right file format for a JPEG, and that is cool. And what you need to do is just to save this out of that, and now we can actually take this to our Power BI environment and start to create our dashboard the way it should be. So already I had it saved before, and I believe you guys must have known how this works before now, so I don't need to do this from the scratch again and all of that. So I'm going to close this right, and once I've done the closing, I'm going to come right here. I'm going to come to this particular part, and this is how the whole thing begins. So now what I want to do as we get back to Power BI is this. I want to click right to this particular part right here where we have the format your report page, and once we have that up, we have 2 ways to bring in the background we have some kind of created. So we have the canvas and we have the wallpaper. So I always advise not to use the wallpaper to get this right here. Instead, use the canvas background. Just click on it, and what you're going to do right now is to have it this way. So if you don't take it from 100% to 0, once you actually bring this in, it's not going to actually show up. But let us try that and see. I'm going to have to bring the first one right in here. I might want to bring the population, right? I'm going to double click and bring the population. Right now you see about we can see it. All we can do right now is to make sure we bring this to 0%, and that is how this gets to show up the way it is right now. Beautiful how it is what it is. So now the next thing for we to do right now is to start to create the remaining part of the dashboard and make it as awesome as what we have right here right now. And every single interaction is going to be right there for you to actually get to see. I'm going to show you how to get everything. If I say everything, I mean how to get everything we have done right here with ease, so that you can actually implement it in your own personal project and make your dashboard to look some kind of awesome as well. So watch out for the next video.